My dad was never a constant presence in my life, but he seems to have a radar for other people's success. After years of emotional absence, he found out how much I earn in my new position as a senior developer, and it didn't take him a week to show up at my door. But he didn't come alone, nor did he bring an apology. He came with my half-sister, Ash, and a demand that left me speechless. He wanted me to give him my 5-bedroom house because, according to his twisted logic, she needed it more than I did now that she was pregnant. He entered my property as if he were the rightful owner, ignoring the new doorbell I had just installed. Ash strutted behind him, strutting in a maternity dress that screamed expensive, while keeping one hand on her barely visible belly. She had that smug smile, as if the world had already conspired to give her everything she wanted. My dad scanned the living room, not with pride, but like someone appraising spoils of war. Without preamble, he dropped the bombshell. "Pack your things. She needs this place more than you do." I was speechless with rage. That house represented 6 years of savings, 80-hour workweeks, and an exhaustion that had stolen years of my youth. It was the reward for sacrificing vacations and eating instant noodles more times than I can count. My father didn't even attend the housewarming, but there he was, sitting in my favorite leather armchair, passing judgment on my inheritance under the motto, "Family supports each other." How ironic, coming from the man who sent me to boarding school at 8 because his new wife, Marissa, didn't want to deal with another woman's son. I reminded him of that abandonment, asked him where that support was when Mom died, and he treated me like a burden, ruining his new, perfect life. Meanwhile, Ash felt right at home. He started going through my things, picking up family photos and opening drawers. With chilling nonchalance, he mentioned that the baby's room would be in the guest room and that he might paint the walls yellow. My father, meanwhile, started showing me ads for studio apartments on his phone, arguing that with my salary I could easily afford one, since being single and childless, I didn't need that much space. My blood was boiling, but I managed to hold it in. I asked him directly why I should sacrifice myself for Ash and the baby of a guy who, as far as I knew, had already left her. His answer was the same as always. "You're selfish for keeping such a big house while she'll be a single mother." Ash even showed me ultrasound pictures from 3 weeks prior, assuring me that she was 4 months pregnant and suffering terribly. My father insisted that I should be the man he taught me to be. I almost burst out laughing. He didn't raise me. I was raised by the discipline of boarding school, the support of my friends, and my first boss. However, I had an ace up my sleeve. 3 weeks ago, a man named Marcus contacted me through LinkedIn. He was Ash's ex-boyfriend and was desperate. We met, and he told me a horror story. Ash was demanding child support, claiming the baby was his, but the dates didn't add up. Marcus paid for a private prenatal DNA test using a cleverly collected sample. The results were conclusive. The baby wasn't his. But Marcus didn't stop there. He was suspicious of the unusually close relationship between Ash and my father, who would disappear on business dinners or weekend trips without Marissa. I walked to my office while my father continued his speech about family values and what Mom would have wanted. I returned with my laptop and the documents Marcus had given me. They thought I had finally given up, but when I turned the screen, the color drained from their faces. The DNA results Marcus obtained not only ruled out his paternity, but showed a 99.97% match with another sample Marcus had taken from my father's coffee cup. The silence in the room grew thick, almost unbearable. I looked my father in the eye and said with a calmness that surprised even me, "You come here demanding I give my house to your daughter, but the baby she's carrying isn't your grandchild. It's your son." Ash turned bright red and started yelling that the tests were fake and that Marcus was crazy, but her body language betrayed her. My father stood frozen, unable to tear his gaze away from the results that confirmed his betrayal not only of his current wife, but of any semblance of decency. I didn't stop there. I pulled out a second folder containing the timeline Marcus had put together, compromising messages between them and receipts from a Las Vegas hotel from a trip they took together 5 months ago. "Do you really want to talk about family?" I asked him. My father got up with such violence that he knocked over the coffee table, shouting that I was a resentful liar.